we're going to make our chimney now. Now, originally I wanted my chimney to be 11 inches high. However, I have paper that is only printed to about 10 7/8 or 10 3/4 inch. So I need to make this a little bit smaller. So rather than 11 inches tall, I'm going to shrink down this top just a little bit. So with my node tool, my F2, I'm going to take those two nodes, which are now at 11.442, and I'm going to just make those at 11. And that's going to shorten up the top of this just a little bit. Now when I print my brick trim, it will look right. I won't have gaps because of the shortness of my printed paper. Okay, with that done, let's extrude it. Papercraft extruder, just like we've done before. And I want a 1-inch extrusion for the outline and apply. Okay, we're going to close that. Let's make note of what we have here. Let's take our decorative pieces and change those to a different color. And so this is part, our objects manual. This is 1, 2, 0. So those are our 3 sides, our 3 main piece sides. And then we have our decorative pieces. And we're going to need to have an extra couple of pieces that I'll explain in a second. So this is the top and bottom, or the front and back actually, of our chimney. I'm going to rotate this a couple times just to make it fit better. And in this case, we're seeing that it's going to start at 1 and progress up to 2 from the lower right. If I want to label these, I can. They're in order of the longest to shortest, so I can make that mark with pencil when I take it off of my cutting board sheet. I don't need these numbers here. I'm going to get rid of those. Okay, now we also need to have a piece of the brick decorative cover that's shaped like this. So I'm going to duplicate it and just bring it over here. Normally when we extrude, the top and bottom pieces don't end up being the main side. Usually it's the top and bottom. So this piece is 2, this piece is 1, and this piece is 0. And again, it's going to be starting here, moving up. Sorry, starting here, moving up. So we have it would be applied something like, here we go, like this. And then this part tilts over to here. This part goes up to the top of the chimney. All right. This is the bottom. And if I'm going to turn that one, show you how that works. I'm going to turn it one time. So that's the bottom. I need to turn it twice more. Here's the bottom. This part will come up here. Let's see, to here. And then, of course, this tilts over to there. Finally, there's this part, which is the upper part of the chimney. I'm going to rotate that twice so you can see that that's just going to go over and come over the top. Now, one thing about this is I want to leave the top of my chimney open, so I don't need this piece up here. So I'm going to take my F2 and I'm going to delete these 2 nodes. Oh, that's what happens if you hit delete instead of Control Delete. Take those nodes and holding my Shift key, these nodes, and press Control Delete. That just gives me a short piece because I don't want the top. I want my chimney to be open at the top so that the smoke can come out. And it's going to be the same thing over here. We want to get rid of this extra little piece over here. We don't need it. And it also won't be connected in the end to anything else. So rather than shoving it down inside of the chimney, let's just take this and eliminate this, Control D, and the score lines here. If it's hard to see, press the 3 key and then you can get up a lot closer. And again, don't get rid of these 2 little spots here because that's part of the shape of your object. Control Delete. Okay. Normally you wouldn't have to do that, but again, because we want the top of our chimney to be open, that's why we did it. There's one more piece that I need to change. First of all, this is going to be a decorative piece, so I'm going to make the color match that. Part of our chimney is actually going to stick up above our roof line. I don't know exactly where it'll hit, but it's going to hit between here and here. So I'm just going to draw a rectangle, and we're going to make an extra decorative piece. I'm going to press Control-Shift-C to turn that into a path. And that's all we really need. That's going to be for the back side of our chimney. Most of it's against the house. It won't show, but this part would because it's sticking up a little bit higher. And the roof won't completely cover it. The roof's going to be something like this. If you are using a light colored paper, you may also want to have a few pieces in here that you can use to darken this top piece here. So I'm going to make some black pieces that are, again, I'm going to use my rectangle tool. I'm just going to drag down. That's far enough. I'm going to change that color to a dark blackish color. And my opacity is set down. Let me bring that opacity all the way up. There we go. And I'm going to turn that to a path, and I'm going to inset it just one click, Control 9. And then I'll need one of those for the other side, Control D. So we have a couple of black pieces. This is just to make it look like it's dark on the inside of the chimney. And then I need a piece that is 1 inch wide. This is a little bit more than 1 inch wide because it's the width of the chimney as we're looking at it from this angle, and the depth of the chimney as we're looking at it from this angle is going to be 1 inch, so we're going to make it 0.9. So I'm going to duplicate this, and I'm just going to change the width here to 0.9 and make another one of those. All right, so that's all the pieces we need for our chimney.